Okay, so you got to hear something real funny because I messed something up for today. I went into the live for the sale today and went live, and like I'm sitting there like, okay, wait a minute. I have the YouTube chat open and there's chat there. But then I got in the live and I'm like, there's no chat. I'm like, what's going on? What's going on? Checking everything. I look up and I'm like, oh my gosh, I clicked the mashup for today, not the first things first. Ding dong. Anyways, I'm here. I'm here. A little wacky, I guess, today, but I'm here. I'm here. Good morning, Miss Kathy. Sound check. Thank you. It did say my mic was unplugged. But it's working. I have the little dots are moving. So we're good. We're good. And thank you. Today is Monday, the 11th. And thank you so much for all of your assistance, Miss Kathy. And thank you for that. I do appreciate it. And we have a Hebrew word today. Yes, we do. We have a Hebrew word today. So I am excited for that. I love Mondays, especially for that little addition, Miss Mary, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. And you have El Jefe in the chat. He is in the background with the eyes and the enforcer, I guess you could say. He is the hammer in the chat. So if anything happens to go awry, it will be taken care of by El Jefe. So just keep that in mind. We have Miss Kathy, who helps us with all of the little details and stuff. And so thank you for that. And then we have the hammer in the chat, which will take care of anything that needs to be taken care of on the other end of that. Because, you know, Miss Kathy is sweet. And so she is not having to do the hard hammer things. And so thank you for that, Miss Kathy. All right, who else do we have? The Hebrew word, yes. Yes. Okay, let's see. Diane, welcome in. This is the day which the Lord has made. We will be glad and rejoice in it. Yes. And I repeated my version. But yes, we will be glad and rejoice in it. Right? There's always something that we can look at that is a good and beneficial thing. I know there's a lot of people that are very much like Eeyore. That's what I liken them to. Negative, just downtrodden all the time, never can see, doom and gloom, that kind. But you know what? There is always something great. I woke up, I put my feet on the ground, I drew breath. Those are all beautiful things. It doesn't have to be some trip to Disneyland to make the day grand, right? Booted chick, yes, I love those Monday Hebrew words, right? Aren't they the best? They are the best. The joy of the Lord is our strength, right? Keeps us plugging forward even when stuff's not so great, right? Right? And thank you for being here. Thank you for all your wonderful comments. Let's see. I was glad when they said unto me, let us go into the house of the Lord. Anywhere two or more are gathered is the house of the Lord to me. I like that. I do like that. Okay, prayer request. So before I get to the prayer request, I have a big announcement. I'm not going to announce it every single day. So hopefully we have 10 folks here right now. So hopefully it's enough people to help pass the word on to one another. I won't be announcing it every single day, but I'm going to announce it today. And then we will move forward from today. Thank you. I got this at an estate sale. I washed it. I let it air dry, and I loved it because it was like a bucket, but not like a flat bucket. I like the little rim on it. And I was really worried that the red in here, I love the black and red and white, but you know, my hair being like that pinkish color, I didn't want it to be like weird looking. So this morning I was like, you know, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to wear it. I'm going to put it on because I've been wanting to wear the hat for a while. So thank you. I love this hat. It's really nicely made. And like I said, I brought it home, I laundered it, I let it air dry, and then I was like, oh, I can't wait to wear it. So I figured today I'm just wearing a black shirt with some little accents, and it just kind of went together. So yes, thank you. Okay, so really quick, let me go through here really quick. Love each and every one of you. Yes. Let me see if I need to catch anything else before I make this announcements. Where are we at? Shelby, good morning. We have another wrench, another hammer in the chat. Thank you, Shelby. Appreciate you, girl. What is that a picture of? Desert? Is that the desert? I don't know if that's the desert or not, but don't know. Don't know. Michelle Buckley, welcome in and good morning. Good morning. I'm going through here, catch up on hellos before we get started. I see your prayer request, Miss Mary. It's been a little bit. Life has been life and yes, because Shelby's getting ready for school. She's got to get the kiddos ready for school. And good morning, Alice. Today's the first day back at school, or is it next week? Do the thumb thing. Yes, thank you. Appreciate the thumbs. Do appreciate them. Okay, so here we go. Announcement. And I'm going to come back up here because I still honor them. I'm just going to do it differently than what I've been doing it. So I'm still going to take your prayer requests if you put them in. But because of some things that have transpired, and I'm just going to tell you what they are. It's no secret. It should be known because it's not right. But anyway, I will take your prayer requests. I will pray for them privately. So I won't be praying here openly anymore. My prayers were recorded and played on another channel that was used to, you can call it what you want. It's not a good channel. That's all I'm going to say. It's not a good channel. If your channel and what you do on your channel is about tearing other people down and talking about them for whatever, feeding off of that, that's not a good channel. That's my opinion. I'm entitled to my opinion. We're called in scripture, if we don't have nothing nice to say, we're not supposed to say anything, right? We're not supposed to say anything. So to do that is wrong. And so that's where my opinion's based off of. So if we're not saying things that edify, we shouldn't say nothing. Let the Lord deal with it. Let him expose it. But again, you're dealing also with people that are not walking according to scripture. I don't care if they do or don't claim to be Christians or not. They're not walking according to scripture, whether they do claim it or they don't claim it. And so for me, I just want to safeguard the requests. If you have a request, you are welcome to drop it. If you know somebody that needs prayer, you are welcome to drop it. I'm going to write them down. I'm going to pray privately. Those are going to be my own private prayers. And I will pray them according to what the Lord shows me. Okay. You may ask for, whatever. What the Lord shows me about that, that's what I'm going to pray. That's the direction I'm going to pray. So I'm going to pray his will. If it's his will for this, that, and the other for your life, that he would work that out in your behalf, on your behalf, what his good and perfect gift is for you. That may be a no. That may be a yes. That may be a wait. That may be yes, but not like that. Whatever his will is, I don't know his will, but I know that certain things will line up with his will. And that's the direction I'm going to pray, okay? I did not appreciate my prayers being recorded and played on another channel. I did not give permission for that. You want to try to fall back on fair use, all this crap? Fall back on it. Use it. Expose yourself for the ugly that you are showing forth. So, moving forward, your requests, drop them if you would like to. I'm not going to pray here on the channel anymore. I don't care if our discussions get taken elsewhere, but our prayers, that's communication between us and the Lord. It does not need to be recorded and used to gossip, cause drama, and as an example or whatever of what somebody else may or may not be doing or going through or whatever. Anyway, so there I've said it. And so that's also why we have the extra hammer in the chat now. You have El Jefe here. If you see something, get his attention. Also, you have Shelby here. When she's here, you can get her attention. They are hammers in the chat. Miss Kathy is our sweet helper. It is not on her shoulders to do any of that. Different wrenches in my chat have different helps. And so also Miss Lucy is a hammer. Miss Carrie Gatto is a hammer. If you ever see anything going on in the chat and they're here, you can get their attention and they will attach. They will not attach it. They will address it. Okay. And if there's ever something that's done and maybe it shouldn't have been done, I will apologize for that, not them. I have given specific instructions of things that I do not want in my chat. And if they see it, they have a judgment call to make. And I would rather them err where I need to apologize versus allow something and it not be good. So just know that they're looking out for your well-being while you're here. I don't like no ugly up in my chat. And I will not tolerate ugly in my chat. Okay, so I'm going to get back down here. Let me see. I've seen that done on other channels that I watch, bashing channels. They don't have any creativity. So that, yes, Buckley, yes. So I'm just saying, when you're here, I take responsibility for what happens in my chat. And I don't want any of that ever on happening to you guys when you're here. Period. Evil will never win. Evil will never win. It is very active and very abundant, but we have the promise that Jesus has already overcome evil. He's already overcome it. Right? Good morning, Miss Edna. Good morning. I see you. Okay, so succeed. Oh, the other thing that I will not tolerate. Okay, I'm just making sure that I caught all the comments. The other thing I will not tolerate by any means is fishing and baiting. It's in my description. I've had to deal with it before. I will not tolerate people coming into the chat fishing and baiting. If you're looking for something for free, if you're trying to bait people to play on their sympathies and, put your fingers in their wallets, I will not tolerate that here. I will not tolerate it during my sales. I will not tolerate it during here at the First Things First. Ever. There is no of that. I don't like it. I've addressed people privately through email, letting them know that I do not like that. Even if they say that's not what I'm doing, that's how it comes off in the chat. That's what you're gleaning from it. And that's why you keep returning. No, you are not permitted to do that here. If that works in other chats for you, you can bounce over to where they permit you to do that. You are not going to do that here. Okay? I will not have it. You don't come in here making little comments about, things so that you can get people to buy things for you. You do not come here trying to panhandle. That's what I call it. Go somewhere else. You are not welcome here. Period. Okay? You are not welcome here to do that. Ever. I've always been like that since I started my channel. There's been people, you'll see people come and go. A lot of times it's because they were offended that they weren't allowed to act a certain way here. I don't care. I was offended by you doing what you were doing on my channel. Go get your own channel. Go do what you want to do over there and keep it over there. That's all I got to say about it. Don't bounce around to other people's channels and, fishing and trying to bait people. That will not be tolerated here either. And I've been courteous enough to give you that truth and not put you on blast. And so keep it over there. That's all I got to say about it. Keep it over there. Okay? All right. Miss Ellen, good morning. I see you. I see you, Miss Joanne. I see you as well. Good morning. Good morning. Okay. I'm going to come back up here. And I just wanted to make sure that I welcome you all in while I'm saying all this stuff. And also, I will write your prayer requests down. So it's not that they are not important. I just will not pray publicly on my channel anymore. Okay. And that is just a safeguard. I just don't like the fact that it was, I just don't like that. I don't like that. I'm going to have my conversations with the Lord where nobody can eavesdrop. Does that make sense? I already got enough issues that, the devil's out there. He's out there. He's got his little minions and they like to listen and cause problems. That's what they do. We already have that to worry about. Oh my gosh. Hold on, guys. I got to go shut the dogs in. I got tree guy and sprayer guys are coming. Talk amongst yourself for a minute. Shelby, keep an eye on the chat, please. And Hefe. Hush. Hello. Hush. I'm going to lock that in right now. Yes. It's been better. This right here, this little web, I just didn't get those up cleaned off, but it has been better. Thank you. Oh, hush. You're very noisy. You're very noisy. Let him do his job. Just be quiet. Let him do his job, okay? Okay? You let him do his job. Oh, today's going to be a busy day, guys. I'm going to have to get up again so I can pay him. And then the tree guy's supposed to show up today. Okay. Okay, let me get back up here. Thank you, Shelby. I appreciate you. Okay. Okay, let me come back up here really quick. And get Miss Diane's prayer request because that was the first one. Those suffered the loss of a loved one. Okay, so those, oops. Let me get this down really quick. Sorry, my phone's going to make a lot of noise because he's outside triggering cameras. See if I can turn it down a little bit. And they're going to be loud. I'm sorry. Okay, Miss Diane, I did get your request down. I did get you. Okay, so the next one I have, and I'm going to try to not put the prayers on the screen as well. Miss Mary, I got you. Okay, got it. I'm looking back through. It's okay, Miss Diane. We can still enjoy each other's company and the word. right? It's the word that keeps us close, just saying. And that is still loud. I'm going to have to mute it for now. It's so distracting. Mute. Okay. I agree, Miss Mary. I totally agree. But I just don't like things twisted. I just think that that's very disgusting. And they're here. They're here in our chat, by the way. The word lurker fits them. Just saying. Let's see. They don't have anything else to do. That is true. And let's see. Shelby, I'll tell you all about it later. Yeah. You're the oldest girl. You don't know if you're the oldest one here. You may be, but I don't know if you are or not. Miss Edna, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Yes. So this was the thing. So prayer is our conversations with God. This is for me. Prayer is our communication with God. Okay. And I will tell you, when I first started out doing this in the morning, I did not offer up my prayers publicly. I did not. I would always ask the Lord, just go before the morning, go before the group, and, keep your protection, over the group. I did not start incorporating prayer into the group until Wing came along, and it was because of the suggestion. It wasn't something that I was led to do. Okay. I'm just going to be truthful about it. I wasn't led to do it. I did it because I felt it was expected of me to do it. And nothing bad on Wing. I don't want nobody to think I'm saying anything. It was a suggestion. Okay. But a lot of times when something's suggested to us, we take it as an expectation or something of the sort, an urging. So that's when it all started. Okay. And there's sometimes I'll tell you the truth. There's some times where I don't want to do it. I don't have the desire to do it, but I do it out of honor. Because every prayer is important. Everybody's request is important. Okay. But for me, what prayer is to me is my personal conversation with God. That's what prayer is. Your personal conversation with God. Okay. And if I'm going to have a conversation with him, I don't want eavesdroppers. I want to be able to have my conversation with him. I don't want someone to go and hear what I talk to God about and take it and use it. I don't want that. And so for me, yes, this is my decision. This is based on how I view prayer, and how I will pray for these privately. I will pray for them privately. You guys also have the ability, a lot of you, jot down prayers and you pray privately, right? When I write your prayer down, I'm agreeing with you that you have a need for the Lord's hand in your life. That's what I'm agreeing with you with, okay? What you ask for may not be what I agree with, but I'm going to honor your prayer and ask the Lord to provide what's needed in your life. So that is my take on prayer. That is how I'm going to handle it moving forward. And so that's what I plan on doing. Miss Kathy, I got you. And I still put it on the screen, and I'm sorry. Kathy, I got to try to break a few habits that I have. Okay, got it. And Miss Joanne, welcome in. Okay, let's see. Let's see. No, because I still would do it. It's just I'm not going to do it in this forum. I'm just not going to do it in this forum, Sarah. And Miss Ellen, good morning. Catching up. Saw a lovely sunrise in the backyard this morning while the full moon was still. That is really cool. Don't you love when that's like that? That's really cool. Very cool. I saw the most beautiful moon last week when we were driving, and I was like, look at that moon. It just was just sitting so perfectly. Like, it wasn't high. It was just right there. So perfect. Full. Just beautiful. Right? Yeah, it's very sad. It's very sad that people are just ornery people. Your dog barks softer than, that's because I have the door closed, so it buffers it a scotch. There's a lot of ugly in the world. 3 Baichons, I know what dog you're talking about. I don't know how to say the word. And a Shih Tzu. Wow. Right? Yeah, see, I'm not doing a members channel only. I'm not going that route. I don't want nothing to do with that. I keep a log in my journal. Yes. Right, Miss Kathy? See, we're able to do that. Kathy, KRAP, welcome in. Welcome. We got a couple Kathys here, so I want to make sure. Kathy K, welcome in. Keep the trolls in line. I look forward to the day that it is reversed again. I know, girl. I know. It happens. We are focused and to keep all of us safe on your collective. Yeah, right. Okay, let's see. Hannah, our dog, is twisting her head at each beep from your phone. I know. I'm sorry, Ellen. And hello, birdies over there at Miss Ellen's house. Hello to all the fabulous birdies. Right? I did a lot of that. Because I was very, very upset. Right? I agree with the boldness. Miss Christine Perry, welcome in. Prayers for my husband, please, as he is not well and listening to his body. Okay, Christine. Okay, you got it. Right, I see Miss Diane. Yes. Okay, so there is that, all caught up. I'm all caught up. Yes, I'm all caught up. Are you all caught up? You've been very busy. I have to tell you guys, you have to go check out. Remember Ellen was saying that she was working the other day on her whole background? It looks really good. She's got it all set up with these beautiful glass shelves, like what you would see at, like, say, like a jewelry store or a place that has really pretty displays. She's got it all set up. Very awesome. Very, very awesome. Okay, she makes me sound like a chipmunk with her 2 times speed. Okay, I do have your request down. Let me date my page. That's what I need to do today. Date my page. Okay, and then you're very welcome. It came out beautiful. That's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. Regina will be on with me later today if you all want to pop by. I don't know if I know Regina or not. I'm not sure if I know Regina or not. Okay, so I'm going to get started. We're going to start off with our Hebrew word today. And our Hebrew word for today is going to be, today's date is the 11th. So our Hebrew word today, let me find it really quick. This one right here. And today's Hebrew word is going to be yada. I think it's yada or yada. I'm not sure how to say it exactly. So let me get it over here in the chat for you. And this is the word, and it is to know. To know is the Hebrew word. Okay. Let's see. So I'm going to put this up on there. Stitch me up with Lainey Grace. Good morning. First time in a chat. Working on my channel. Well, welcome in. Stitch me up. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome. We're going to do our Hebrew word for today. We do this on Monday. We do this on Monday. And yeah, we do this on Monday. So first, I'm going to play this because this is how it's said right, because you know I don't say it right. So here is your Hebrew word for today.
This week's Hebrew word, yada, to know.
Pretty cool, right? Yada.
This week's Hebrew word, yada, to know.
Okay, so it says, the prophet Habakkuk wrote, the earth will be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord as the waters cover the sea. Habakkuk 2:14. I used to read this verse and assume that it meant that at some point in history, everyone on earth would know the facts about the existence of God. I thought knowledge of the Lord meant having a theological understanding of who God is and what he likes. That's because I interpreted knowledge as facts. But the Hebrew word for knowledge in this verse is a form of the verb yada, which means to know from experience and relationship, and to act on that experience. It's about more than just facts. For the ancient Jews, to have knowledge of God was to have a life that was devoted to experiencing him. As author and theologian Louise Verberg explains, it's knowing him as a son does his father, and as a wife her husband. Knowledge of God is all about experience and relationship and devotion. One day the earth will be filled with people who have a relationship with God, who are devoted to him, and who are living a life reflective of that relationship. Their devotion will be total, as the waters cover the sea. I wonder if people in your life would say that about you. Would they say that because of your knowledge of God, the foundation of your life is your relationship with him, and that all your actions stem from your devotion to him? I really like this. Lord's timing is so perfect. I really like this. I really, really like this one. Okay, so there's your Hebrew word. I will play it once more for you so that you can hear how it's said, if that matters to you.
This week's Hebrew word, yada, to know.
Okay, there is that. Your spoken prayers have been a comfort to my heart in one of the worst times of my life. I miss hearing them, but we'll take comfort knowing, yes, Miss Sarah, yes, still praying for you guys. With a Brooklyn accent, Ellen. Is that where that sounds like that came from? Is that where it sounds like it came from? Okay, inspired evidence. For those of you that are new here today, we do a few things. Mondays, we have the Hebrew word. It's the only day that we do Hebrew word is on Mondays. Then next in line, we share the inspired evidence. After that, we do the walking with God, where we read the entire chapter surrounding the devotional verse. And both of those two references, they're not in there, are they? Let's see. I'll get it in there. Hold on a second. Come on. There it is. Don't know. It doesn't let me pin it, so I'll get it pinned back up there. I got to go back through and do a few pinnings in there. So if you need the reference, there it is. It's in the chat. Those are the books. Normally they're pinned at the top of the chat. I did not do that today, so my apologies. But if you need them, they are there. Hope all is well with the world. Back to school. Yes. It's a lot of work getting the kids back to school. You got to start developing the habits all over again and everything else. Okay. Okay, here we go. Okay. Inspired evidence. Sorry, just trying to keep track of a few more things and make sure I pay attention to a few things. Today is August the 11th. I hope you guys had a great weekend. I got a lot of stuff done. I had a lot of chores to get caught up on, payrolls to do, try to figure out a few changes in things and just stuff. All right, today we are inspired by biology. We do not have a picture. It says, as the American alligator glides toward its prey, he makes no sound, only a few ripples on the water's surface. The gator appears to be a floating log, unassuming, until it lunges with agility and speed to catch its prey. This predator is designed for survival in swampy waters. His eyes, nose, and ear slits are on the top of his head, allowing most of his body to remain submerged. When he plunges into the water, the nose and the ear slits are designed to close, keeping the water out. To find his prey underwater, an alligator has built-in goggles. Clear. What is this? Clear nictitating membranes that cover his eyes. To aid in hunting, gators have sensory pits along their jaws that allow them to pick up the slightest disturbance in the water. When he drags his prey under the water, why doesn't the water flood into the gator's throat, causing him to choke? Because he has been designed with a special valve at the back of his throat that allows him to open his mouth and eat his food underwater without choking. Once the prey is eaten, the alligator needs to digest it. Digestion requires the input of heat energy, and alligators rely on heat from the sun to digest their food. Yet, alligators are cold-blooded and often live in relatively cool waters. Therefore, alligators have built-in solar panels on their backs, bumpy scales full of blood vessels that catch and draw in heat quickly. This heat helps them to stay warm and digest their food. What if the alligator did not have these solar panels on his back? How would he digest food? What if the alligator did not have his underwater goggles? How would he see to get his prey? What if he did not have the check valve to stop water from going down his throat while eating his prey underwater? These features all show design. The alligator is designed by God for his life in a watery swamp. And here's your scripture. Job 37:14 says, "Listen to this, O Job. Stand and consider the wonders of God." Right? Hold on a second. I need to pull up this camera so I can see when he comes for his payment. He's here. I'll be right back. Chew on the alligator. No, you can't come in because you're too loud. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I told you today's one of those days. It's just going to be a busy day. School, house repairs, paperwork, right? It all piled up, Shelby. I know. Let's see. Where else are we? I think that's it on that. Okay, here we go. Number 2, walking with God. Here we go. And today's the 11th. These all go by date. So we're just following the date. And so today's called one insignificant act. One insignificant act. And we're going to be in 1 Samuel. Nice. Very nice, Samuel. 1 Samuel 13:13. And we're going to read the whole chapter. And then we will come back to verse 13. So 1 Samuel 13:13. But we're going to read all of chapter 13, and then we'll come back, right? Because we want to make sure that we have the context around the verse. No cherry picking here. Yep. And you know that man has observed these animals. We have it in that book right there. They've observed these animals, and then they turn around and they come up with inventions that mimic the processes. So you have the alligator has solar panels on his back to collect heat and distribute it through the body. That's how solar panels are developed. They collect the heat and then they run it through. It's the heat that they generate that generate the electricity. Pretty interesting, right? Pretty interesting. Okay, I thought it was just light. So it's funny because I just recently learned this about solar panels. Eric decided to educate me on it. I thought solar panels collected light, and that was the energy, right? That's why they're in the sun collecting light. He's like, no, they collect heat. And I was like, oh, I never thought about them collecting heat. So now when you read about the alligator, total sense, right? I thought they were collecting light, okay? I got a simple brain. I thought they were collecting light. They collect heat, right? Right? Aw, keep a window open to talk to your mom, right? Yeah, don't forget about your mom. Just kidding. Okay, she doesn't. She's just very busy. I know what it is to have a house full of kids and you got to get them all ready to go. You got all this stuff that you got to keep track of. You're just one guy trying to get it all done. Believe me, I know. I still have a lot of stuff and I'm just one guy trying to get it done. One girl, whatever. I'm one person trying to get it all done. Aw. And most medicines are just yes. And I will tell you, yes, they have the natural plant and what it does, and then in order for them to patent it, you can't patent what God made. You can't patent what God made. But if you add an ingredient, or maybe you heat it up, or whatever it is, now I can patent that. I'm the only person that's ever done that. So then they patent it, package it as medication when they started with what God made first. Right? Totally agree, Miss Ellen. Okay, here we go. Chapter 13 of 1 Samuel, and then we'll come back to verse 13. It says, Saul reigned 1 year, and when he had reigned 2 years over Israel, Saul chose for himself 3,000 men of Israel. 2,000 were with 2,000 were with Saul in Mishmash and in the mountains of Bethel, and 1,000 were with Jonathan in Gibeah of Benjamin. The rest of the people he sent away, every man to his tent. And Jonathan attacked the garrison of the Philistines that was in Geba, and the Philistines heard of it. Then Saul blew the trumpet throughout all the land, saying, Let the Hebrews hear. Now all Israel heard it, said that Saul had attacked the garrison of the Philistines, and that Israel had also become an abomination to the Philistines. And the people were called together to Saul at Gilgal. Then the Philistines gathered together to fight with Israel, 30,000 chariots and 6,000 horsemen, and people as the sand which is on the seashore in multitude. And they came up to the encampment in Michmash, to the east of Beth-aven. When the men of Israel saw that they were in danger, for the people were distressed, then the people hid in caves, in thickets, in rocks, in holes, and in pits. And some of the Hebrews crossed over the Jordan to the land of Gad and Gilead. As for Saul, he was still in Gilgal, and all the people followed him trembling. Then he waited 7 days according to the time set by Samuel. But Samuel did not come to Gilgal, and the people were scattered from him. So Saul said, "Bring a burnt offering and peace offerings here to me." And he offered the burnt offering. Now it happened, as soon as he had finished presenting the burnt offering, that Samuel came, and Saul went out to meet him, that he might greet him. And Samuel said, "What have you done?" Saul said, "When I saw that the people were scattered from me, and that you did not come within the days appointed, and that the Philistines gathered together at Michmash, then I said, the Philistines will now come down on me at Gilgal, and I have not made supplication to the Lord. Therefore I felt compelled and offered a burnt offering." And Samuel said to Saul, "You have done foolishly. You have not kept the commandment of the Lord your God, which he commanded you. For now the Lord would have established your kingdom over Israel, but now your kingdom shall not continue. The Lord has sought for himself a man after his own heart, and the Lord has commanded him to be commander over his people, because you have not kept what the Lord commanded you." Then Samuel arose and went up from Gilgal to Gibeath of Benjamin, and Saul numbered the people present with him, about 600 men. Saul, Jonathan his son, and the people present with them remained in Gibeath of Benjamin, but the Philistines encamped in Michmash. Then raiders came out from the camp of the Philistines in 3 companies. One company turned into the road to Orpha to the land of Shual. Another company turned to the road of Beth Horon, and another company turned to the road of the border that overlooks the valley of Zeboim toward the wilderness. Now there was no blacksmith to be found throughout all the land of Israel, for the Philistines said, "Lest the Hebrews make swords or spears." But all the Israelites would go down to the Philistines to sharpen each man's plowshare, his mattock, his axe, and his sickle. And the charge for sharpening was a pim for the plowshares, the mattocks, the forks, and the axes, and to set the points of the goads. So it came about on the day of battle that there was neither sword nor spear found in the hand of any of the people who were with Saul and Jonathan, but they were found with Saul and Jonathan his son. And the garrison of the Philistines went out to the pass of Michmash. Didn't even have the ability for a sword or anything. Interesting, right? They weren't even able to prepare. It all got removed from them. Verse 13, it says, "And Samuel said to Saul, You have done foolishly. You have not kept the commandment of the Lord your God, which he commanded you. For now the Lord would have established your kingdom over Israel forever." King Saul, a man chosen to lead God's people, found himself in a bind. It was time for a burnt offering, but the prophet, already 7 days late, had not yet arrived. Taking matters into his own hands, Saul offered the burnt offering himself. As a result, he was met with harsh words by the prophet. "You have done foolishly. You have not kept the command of the Lord. Now your kingdom shall not continue." 1 Samuel 13 and 14. As it did for Saul, one seemingly insignificant choice has the potential to destroy your testimony. King Saul, no doubt, thought that making an offering was an insignificant act, but it cost him his kingdom, and more importantly, it damaged his relationship with God. How can you keep your testimony strong and unblemished? Keep purity foremost in your heart and mind. Tune your heart to the Holy Spirit's gentle voice, and obey when He speaks to you. Keep a consistent prayer life so that your heart remains sensitive to the things that are important to the Lord. And above all, take the advice of the Apostle Paul to the Thessalonians. Test all things. Hold fast to what is good. Abstain from every form of evil. 1 Thessalonians 5:21 and 22. And here's your quote. It's an unknown quote. It says, "Things insignificant to man may be great in the sight of God." Right. Okay, and there is your Samuel. Best rule, we still have really bugs them with THC. The synthetic just doesn't do what the real stuff medically. So many things we can use, right? Yeah, they got a monkey with it so they can say they made it. They got a monkey with it so they can say they made it. All right, we are going to be in Habakkuk, and we are going to be in chapter 3. Ooh, and that is the last of our Habakkuk. Tomorrow we will start Zephaniah. So Habakkuk chapter 3. Thank you, Miss Kathy. I appreciate you. Right, Miss Mary? Right? Okay, here we go. Habakkuk chapter 3. It says, a prayer of Habakkuk the prophet on, I can't say this word, Shinganoah, I can't say it. Anyway, a prayer of Habakkuk the prophet on Shinganoah. And in my cross-reference, it says the exact meaning is unknown. So I don't know what that means. It's in there. Maybe somebody wants to dig on that one. It says, O Lord, I have heard your speech and was afraid. O Lord, revive your work in the midst of the years. In the midst of the years, make it known. In wrath, remember mercy. God came from Teman, the Holy One from Mount Paran. And it wants you to stop and pause and think about that. When it says Selah, you're supposed to stop and pause and think about that. And I will tell you, during my pause, I highlighted in wrath, remember mercy. In wrath, remember mercy. When you understand the Lord's wrath, you hope that He will be merciful because we love people, right? We don't want them destroyed. Okay. God came from Teman, the Holy One. Oh, I read that. His glory covered the heavens, and the earth was full of His praise. His brightness was like the light, and He had rays flashing from His hand, and there His power was hidden. Before Him went pestilence, and fever followed at His feet. He stood and measured the earth. He looked and startled the nations, and the everlasting mountains were scattered. The perpetual hills bowed. His ways are everlasting. I saw the tents of Cushan in affliction. The curtains of the land of Midian trembled. O Lord, were you displeased with the rivers? Was your anger against the rivers? Was your wrath against the sea? That you rode on your horses, your chariots of salvation. Your bow was made quite ready. Oaths were sworn over your arrows. And then Selah. Pause and think about that again. You divided the earth with rivers. The mountains saw you and trembled. The overflowing of the water passed by. The deep uttered its voice and lifted its hands on high. The sun and the moon stood still in their habitation. At the light of your arrows they went, at the shining of your glittering spear. You marched through the land in indignation. You trampled the nations in anger. You went forth for the salvation of your people, for salvation with your anointed. You struck the head from the house of the wicked by laying bare from foundation to neck. All about God's strength, right? You thrust through with his own arrows the head of his villages. They came out like a whirlwind to scatter me. Their rejoicing was like feasting on the poor in secret. See, their rejoicing was like feasting on the poor in secret. That's very disgusting. You walked through the sea with your horses, through the heap of great waters. When I heard, my body trembled, my lips quivered at the voice. Rottenness entered my bones, and I trembled in myself, that I might rest in the day of trouble. When he comes up to the people, he will invade them with his troops. Though the fig tree may not blossom, nor fruit be on the vines, though the labor of the olive may fail, and the fields yield no food, though the flock may be cut off from the fold, and there be no herd in the stalls, yet I will rejoice in the Lord. I will joy in the God of my salvation. The Lord God is my strength. He will make my feet like deer's feet, and he will make me walk on my high heels, not shoes, like mountains. This was to the chief musician with stringed instruments. So this last portion, verse 17 through 19, is an actual hymn that was written. It was a hymn that was written. What the Lord provides us in strength and stability outweighs everything that is physical in this life, right? The food, the things that we can see in this life, the things that the Lord provides far outweighs any of that stuff. That's what this song is communicating. Though the fig tree may not blossom, right? That's a physical, provisional thing. Nor the fruit be on the vines. Though the labor of the olive may fail, and the fields yield no food. Though the flock may be cut off from the fold, and there be no herd in the stalls, right? That's all physical provision. Yet I will rejoice in the Lord. I will joy in the God of my salvation. The Lord God is my strength. He will make my feet like deer's feet. He will make me walk on high heels, right? All right, here's your commentary for chapter 3. Chapter 3, verse 2. Habakkuk didn't understand why God needed to use Babylon to judge Judah, but he prayed a prayer of faith. Revive your work. The position of faith for the believer is, God, I don't understand what you are doing, but keep doing it. Don't stop working in my life. The prophet then said, in wrath, remember mercy. A good prayer indeed. Verse 6 through 7. These cataclysmic changes will take place geographically upon the earth during the Great Tribulation. Cushan is modern-day Ethiopia. Midian is Saudi Arabia. Verses 12 and 13. Indignation is commonly used for the period of the Great Tribulation. God will not trample the church, his children, or his people. That's inconsistent with God, but rather he saves them. God's great judgment is directed against the heathen. Verses 18 and 19. Despite the impending doom, the prophet stood by faith and declared, yet I will rejoice in the Lord. I will joy in the God of my salvation. The Lord God is my strength. He will make my feet like deer's feet. The Hebrew word for rejoice literally means to jump up and down for joy. The word translated joy means to spin around. So Habakkuk was saying that no matter how bad the situation looked, he would jump for joy and spin around because God would be his strength and hope. I love it. And I am also going to write on my bookmark here, I am going to write Habakkuk, chapter 3, verses 17 through 19. So I got Habakkuk, chapter 3, 17 through 19 on my bookmarker. And I will tell you, it reminds me, so you see, it reminds me of the song, though you slay me, yet I will praise. The name of it's Though You Slay Me, I think is the name of the song. Beautiful song. Beautiful, beautiful song. And that's my little handwritten note. It reminds me of that song. Though you slay me, still, yet I will praise you. Right? Alrighty. Thank you again, Miss Mary, for the beautiful bookmarker. I have my little scriptures written down on here. And so he is just and right. And also, he is bigger than anything and everything. That's my scriptures. Okay, Zephaniah is where we'll start tomorrow. So if you're traveling through with us, you know where we're headed tomorrow. We'll be in the book of Zephaniah. And then the last thing we do is we get some soap and we wash off with some soap. Those are our Proverbs. And so today we will be in Proverbs chapter 11. And we will read the entire proverb. A style of music that also appears in title of Psalm 7 according to Google. Oh, very nice. Thank you for that little tidbit of information. I love it, Kathy. Thank you. So when it says that was a song, they can go back and they can see that it was a similar style like used in Psalm chapter 7. Interesting. I want to take a peek at that since you brought that up. What was that psalm about? Psalm chapter 7. It's always good to do that stuff. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Psalm chapter 7. A prayer and praise for deliverance from enemies. Very nice. Thank you for sharing that. I will go back and read that. I'm sure it has like a common ground. I'm putting a bookmark so I can hold that because I'll forget. Okay, Shelby says, ooh, you're giving us that name. Hey, Swamp Picker, welcome in. It's good to see you. Good to see you. A time for reflection, realignment, and faith. Right? Okay, I can't even say it. Is a term found in a book of Habakkuk. The word is of uncertain origin, and that's what my Bible says, and meaning, but it is generally understood to refer to a type of musical or poetic expression. Okay, makes sense. Hold sense. Hold sense. Makes sense. Thank you, Miss Kathy. Thank you. Yes, that's the one. That's the one. I encourage you guys to put that on your playlist because there's times where you're going to go through stuff and you just feel like, the Lord is slaying you and there's purpose in it. And there's times where he does have to cut things away from us for our benefit. So thank you, Shelby. I appreciate you. So you check it out. It's a fabulous, fabulous song. Yes. Fabulous song. Okay, here we go. We are moving along. I got this up here. We're going to be in our soap, chapter 11 of Proverbs. Again, you can follow along in your own Bible with this. Proverbs are laid out in 31 chapters, which allows you to be able to get wisdom, get correction and direction each day by reading a chapter of your Proverbs that corresponds to the date. Today's the 11th. We'll read the 11th chapter, and they're all laid out in 31. So each day of the month, you can get some wisdom. Get some wisdom. Okay. It says, verse 1, it says, dishonest scales are an abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight. And you guys remember, do you guys remember when Jesus went into the temple and he threw over the money changer tables and he told them to get out, that they were making his father's house a house of thieves and a den of thieves? Do you remember when he did that? It was not sinful that he did that. He was saying that it was wrong. It was wrong, but he didn't sin doing it. He didn't sin. That's the important thing about that whole incident. He did not sin doing that. And this right here, dishonest scales are an abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight. When pride comes, then comes shame, but with the humble is wisdom. The integrity of the upright will guide them, and the perversity of the unfaithful will destroy them. Riches do not profit in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivers from death. The righteousness of the blameless will direct his way aright, but the wicked will fall by his own wickedness. The righteousness of the upright will deliver them, but the unfaithful will be caught by their lust. When a wicked man dies, his expectation will perish, and the hope of the unjust perishes. The righteous is delivered from trouble, and it comes to the wicked instead. The hypocrite with his mouth destroys his neighbor, but through knowledge the righteous will be delivered. When it goes well with the righteous, the city rejoices, and when the wicked perish, there is jubilation. But the blessing of the upright, by the blessing of the upright, the city is exalted, but it is overthrown by the mouth of the wicked. He who is devoid of wisdom despises his neighbor, but a man of understanding holds his peace. A talebearer reveals secrets, but he who is of a faithful spirit conceals a matter. Where there is no counsel, the people fall, but in the multitude of counselors there is safety. He who is surety for a stranger will suffer, but he who hates being surety is secure. A gracious woman retains honor, but ruthless men retain riches. The merciful man does good for his own soul, but he who is cruel troubles his own flesh. The wicked man does deceptive work, but he who sows righteousness will have a sure reward. As righteousness leads to life, so he who pursues evil pursues it to his own death. Those who are of a perverse heart are an abomination to the Lord, but the blameless in their ways are his delight. Though they join forces, the wicked will not go unpunished, but the posterity of the righteous will be delivered. As a ring of gold in a swine's snout, so is a lovely woman who lacks discretion. The desire of the righteous is only good, but the expectation of the wicked is wrath. There is one who scatters, yet increases more, and there is one who withholds more than what is right, but it leads to poverty. The generous soul will be made rich, and he who waters will also be watered himself. I love that scripture, because when we pour out, the Lord fills us back up, right? And he who waters will also be watered himself. The people will curse him who withholds grain, but blessing will be on the head of him who sells it. He who earnestly seeks good finds favor, but trouble will come to him who seeks evil. He who trusts in his riches will fall, but the righteous will flourish like foliage. He who troubles his own house will inherit the wind, and the fool will be servant to the wise of heart. The fruit of the righteous is a tree of life, and he who wins souls is wise. If the righteous will be recompensed on the earth, how much more the ungodly and the sinner? right? All right, commentaries, chapter 11. Yep, Miss Diane, agreed. Okay, here we go. Here's your commentary, verse 1. In Bible times, most business transactions involved the use of balanced scales, and sometimes merchants ripped people off by using false weights. It's important to God that we are honest in all of our business practices, right? We have a standard set before us, each one of us, in our actions and interactions, right? Verse 14, just to be safe and to protect yourself, seek advice when making important decisions. Seek the opinion of a person you respect who isn't emotionally involved in the situation and who can be more objective than you are. Making unilateral, independent decisions is a recipe for failure. Verse 17, to have cruelty that arises from bitterness in your heart hurts you, not the person you're bitter against. You're only destroying yourself and troubling your own flesh. If you are forgiving and merciful, you'll do yourself good. Right? Verse 24. This verse is an interesting and ironic spiritual principle. Give, and it will be given to you. Luke 6:38. This is certainly true when giving to the Lord and to his work. It doesn't make complete sense, but God blesses generosity. Conversely, if you are a cheapskate, you will end up with less. Cheapskate. I haven't heard that word in a long time. Verse 27. This proverb says, your mischief will come back to you. Verse 30. Daniel 12:3 says, those who are wise shall shine like the brightness of the firmament, and those who turn many to righteousness are like the stars forever and ever. Winning souls is wise. I like the word firmament. Those who are wise shall shine bright like the brightness of the firmament. I like the word firmament. It's bigger than saying the sky, the firmament. I like the word better. It's a beautiful word. Really been loving this song lately. Cody Crane's Nothing Else. Thank you for sharing that, Shelby. Thank you for sharing that. Song is a wonderful way of encouraging others. Definitely. And again, I encourage you all that you would make a wonderful playlist and that you would keep it handy, and that when you're going through a day where it just feels like, you're overwhelmed, or maybe you're feeling confused or something, that you pull up that playlist. It's like your natural grab, your natural go-to. Turn it on. If you're having to move around, but listen. If you're driving, drive, but listen. If you're able to sit still and close your eyes, listen. Or go outside and sit and just, take in the outdoors and listen. I will tell you, it's huge. It's huge. Your perspective will get more clear, and your focus, and also it's a way that the Lord lightens your burdens. You're now focused on him, and now you can see properly with good eyes that it's not as big as you think it is, right? It's not saying it's not serious, but it's not as big as you think it is. It does not need to overwhelm you, right? Exactly. Those the thing that I love about that scripture right there, it's the joints and marrow gets down in there where you can't see. It gets in there where you can't see. the soul and the spirit, the intentions, and also the thoughts. They're all things that you can't see, but they have a huge impact, right? The joints and the marrow, right? Those inner workings, the soul and the spirit, where everything is guided, and then the thoughts, where you entertain everything, right? 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 It's all that inside stuff that we can hide from other people. He gets down to the heart of it, to the very center of everything. He's able to see the very center of it. Yes. Thank you, Miss Mary. I appreciate your prayers. I do appreciate your prayers. And like I said, moving forward, I will still take your prayers down if you want to put them. I will still pray for you. I will do that after I'm done being live. And so I still will pray for you guys. And that's not the only time. I could be doing dishes, and then, you guys pop into my head, and then I'll be like, Lord, I don't know what they're going through at the moment, but for some reason you have me thinking about them. And so whatever they have need of, those are my conversations. That's what I look at. Prayer is your conversation, right? Our Hebrew word talked about knowing God, experiencing him, and having a relationship with him like you would have with your dad or your spouse, right? Your spouse comes home, you have conversation with them. The conversations that you have with your spouse, you don't have with other people. It's that intimacy that God created between two people, making them one. Sometimes we'll have friends that are close to us, right? And we're able to have a closeness with them, and we share things with them that we don't tell everybody else around us. You might know 50 people, but you only tell things to maybe one or two. That's because you know them, that closeness, right? You've spent time with them, you've had conversations with them, you have that. The other 50 people that you know, it's just interaction. You're not going to share with them. You're not going to tell them because you haven't built a closeness with them. That's what's being talked about. We have to have the conversations, have that relationship built. If you have that, then that is your communication, right? You should see the devotionals in my bathroom. That's funny. That's funny. Yes. Yes. Okay. Izzy keeps saying hi, little sassy Molassie. I see you, Izzy. How are you? Are you helping Mama? Are you helping Mama? I hope you're helping Mama. Mama can show you how to do little chores. Help pick up your toys and put them where they go. Yes. I see you, sassy Molassie. I see you. I didn't get to see you this week. I know you guys are busy. No guilt, just saying. Can I hear her stitches out myself? No. I mean, you could, but you don't want to take them out before. What did they tell you when? I mean, you could. There's only 3 of them. You could. She says no. I guess you could. I wanted Eric to take mine out of my back. He wouldn't do it. So just know she's probably not gonna. You better be quick about it because she's not gonna be very cooperative. It's a little bit it's got like a pinch to it because the skin was trying to form around it. Just make sure you keep the skin soft. Like keep it washed and keep it moisturized, like with ointment. And that way the threads, the skin doesn't like tighten, heal around those threads. But you should be able, it's only 3. Yeah, there's only 3. It's 3 little, it's up here by her little eye. So little Izzy was playing at home and headed towards the front door. And as she got to the door where the magnets were stuck on the door, she fell and hit her eye right on the little the hinge of the door. You know, the 3 hinges that are on the door? She caught her eye on it and it caused a little gash for her. No, it's not a dog. It's my grandbaby. It's my grandbaby. Not a dog. Anyway, so you just want to make sure that it's healed up. Whatever time they told you to go back to have them removed, then take them out then. But it's up to you. It's healed. It was pretty healed up when you guys were here, so she shouldn't have no issues with it. You're okay, Diane. She's like, yeah, just lay the dog down, take the stitches out. No, it's my granddaughter. Sorry. It's okay. She says hillbilly attack. It's okay. I know for me, I cut my own cast off. I didn't go back to the doctor to get my cast off. I was sick of them, so I get it. She's giggling, got my truck back running, so maybe I can go this week, but yes. If you come out this week, I have a mashup sale this week. So if you come out, I can put you to work, maybe doing something around the house if you want to come out, but you wouldn't be able to visit. We wouldn't be able to visit till like 3:30. So, but if you want to come out just for company, you can. But I will be doing mashup sales all this week. That don't mean you can't come out. You can come out. Oh, yes. Please continue to pray for Rev. He is on my ongoing prayer list, by the way. Just lots of prayer for him. He pops in when he feels like he wants to pop in. But I do know that they're probably getting a lot of things in order so that they can, get situated and moved. And, there's a lot of details that go into that. All you can see is the thread now. Just don't want to go back to the ER. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, just make sure that you soften it. Keep an ointment on it, and then warm washcloth. Make sure that this is how I would do it. I would make sure to put ointment on it the night before. Wash it, put ointment on it the night before, and then that morning wash it with warm water, and then take the stitches out. Take the stitches out. Yeah. But I don't know how cooperative she's going to be with you on that. So me, I'd rather hold my kid down and do it than take it to a stranger and they feel traumatized. Go to walk-in clinic, Buckley says. Yeah. See, me, I would talk to her doing it. I'd be like, okay, look, we got to take those out of your yaya now. We got to get those out, okay? They got to go away now. We got to take the little strings out, okay? So you got to hold still. I'll be real fast. We're going to hold still, and I'm going to take those out, okay? I'm going to take out those stitches off the yaya, and it'll be all gone. And see if she sits still with all that. Just saying. Just saying. That's how I would do it. You guys were pretty good at letting me do stuff to you. You guys were pretty good. It looks like fishing line stick. Yes. She was so traumatized just to lay her down to change her diaper the first 3 days afterward. Yeah. See, that's because they're just going to force her down. They're not going to talk her into it. They're not going to try to soothe her. They're not going to do any of that. They're just going to be, I know when I went to go get my stitches out, there was like no bedside manner, no nothing. So that's why I was telling Eric, just snip them and pull them off with a tweezer. He's like, no, he's irked out by it. He's like, no, I can't do it. I can't do it. I was like, oh gosh. Right? Because I wanted them out. They were bugging me bad. Yeah. Anybody have anything else they would like to share? I will tell you, I will be live later today if you're interested in joining for the mashup sales. Today I have Tooch and the McIntyres will be here today. I have to go real quick and probably make a new studio since I clicked into that this morning. I don't know what I was thinking. But yes, I will do that. And packages are leaving today in the mail. So if you happen to have a package with me, it will hit the mail this morning and be on its way to you. There is mashup sales all this week. Tomorrow I will have Carrie Gatto and Angie's Oddities. Angie will be here for the first time. Wednesday is Miss Terry and Miss Randy. And on Thursday, I will have Carrie Gatto is filling in for Francine. So she's going to do it 2 times this week. And also Colleen. So Colleen on Thursday with Carrie Gatto. And we'll see Francine next month. So big mashup week. Big mashup week. Yes, Miss Diane has her anniversary today. My phone is ringing. Miss Diane has her anniversary today, 52 years. So congratulations. I hope you have a fabulous day of celebration. Married 52 years. All right. And I will see you guys all tomorrow. Same time, same place, 8 o'clock. Don't forget to share a scripture with somebody. Most important thing you could do. And I will see you tomorrow or later. Told you I was old. She's funny. You're not old. We're not old till we're dirt, okay? We're not old till we're dirt. Okay, I'm going to let you guys go. Have a fabulous day and bye for now.